All right, let's move over to the Western Conference. And we have the Colorado Avalanche against the LA Kings. So let's begin with the Avalanche. What an incredible season. They basically led the NHL since November. They were first in goals for, and they had the fewest goals against.
Yeah, obviously they're a juggernaut, but what are their keys to winning this series?
What a season they have had. Two 100-plus point players, Nathan MacKinnon, obviously, and Marty Necas breaks 100 points for the first time in his career. What an outstanding season. So really, this team just needs to be able to step up into that playoff gear. I mean, we have seen teams who have won the President's Trophy very handily falter in the playoffs. I think of Tampa Bay against John Tortorella's Columbus Blue Jackets. They got swept that year. So they would not be unheard of, but it is a rare occurrence.
Yeah, I think if there is one area of potential concern, maybe it's the goaltending. I think that both of the Woods have been good, but neither has been outstanding. So I think it's probably going to be Wedgwood first with Blackwood waiting in the wings. That might be one area where they're a little bit weak.
I wouldn't agree with that completely. I thought they played really well, especially Wedgwood. I actually think he's a dark horse for the Vezina. He should get at least some votes.
That's fair. The defense core, obviously, the top end, amazing. Cale Makar, arguably one of the best players in the world. But once we get past him and Taze, that's where it starts to thin out a little bit.
Yeah, of course, they do have the veteran Brent Burns back there. He has some great experience, but his best days are behind him. He's the oldest player in the NHL, and he's played 1,000 NHL games straight, which is an incredible stat.
Yeah, impressive. And Sam Malinsky did pretty well there.
Yeah, he had a great year, earned himself a new contract. That's nice. And another guy who always turns up his game this time of year is Josh Manson. Of course, he was a big part of that 2022 championship team. He's still around and still a pain in the ass to play against.
I love the center depth of the Avalanche. Nathan MacKinnon, he won the Rocket Richard Trophy. And Brock Nelson, his first full season for the Avalanche, he had over 30 goals. And the trade acquisition of Nazem Kadri.
And of course, he's been there before. He's won with this team before. That was the perfect addition. That's some of the best center depth in the league.
I love Gabe Landeskog. He's the heartbeat.
Yeah, it's nice having the captain healthy and contributing. And they've got other guys, like Arturi Lekkonen's a really good two-way guy, always raises his game this time of year. And Nichushkin, I know he's a bit of an enigma, but what a talented player he is. Another guy that was such a big part of that cup-winning team. Watch out for him.
Yeah, so I think Colorado just needs to keep doing what they're doing and not falter here in the first round of the playoffs.
So the Los Angeles Kings, this will be their last dance led by their captain, Anze Kopitar. What are they going to have to do to get through what will be a very challenging series and advance to the next round?
Okay, well, the Los Angeles Kings, they barely snuck into the playoffs here. I look at this team, I see Artemi Panarin. Obviously, he's an outstanding all-world player. Maybe not the best player in the playoffs, though. They also have Adrian Kempe, who had a great year, and they have the aging Anze Kopitar, as you just mentioned. But after that, it tails off very quickly. I really don't like what I see with their offensive depth.
If this team is going to go anywhere, Quinton Byfield has to live up to the billing of being a second pick overall. He had a very pedestrian 48 points this year. That is not good enough. On a team that struggles to score, he's going to have to provide some support.
They do have Alex Laferriere, and from Thousand Oaks, California, Trevor Moore.
One other guy who always does raise his performance in the playoffs is Yoel Armia. You can count on him for good penalty killing and some timely scoring.
But how about the defense?
Yeah, the defense. Obviously, Drew Doughty is still a very good defenseman, but he's not that all-world defenseman anymore. Brant Clark, nice young player.
Yes.
Don't know that he's the kind of guy who's going to, lead a franchise, though. It's an okay D core. You got some sandpaper. Got Mikey Anderson, Joel Edmondson. These are good, honest guys. But I don't know. I think it's going to have to come down to some really, really strong goaltending.
And John, how about between the pipes?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid. Anton Forsberg was the rock back there for their stretch run. But Darcy Kemper, I think something's up with him, but he is a talented goaltender. They're going to need one of these two guys to really backstop them through that first round if they want to succeed. They're probably going to start with Forsberg. If he falters, Kemper is healthy and should be good to go.
Yeah, I think the recipe is just play low event hockey, 5 men defending at all times. When you do get a power play, capitalize on it and hope that your goaltenders play out of this world.
Okay, guys, let's get our picks in. I'll be honest, I'm going Colorado in 6.
Yeah, I think you're being generous. I think the Avs finished this one up in 5 with a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, I'm going to say 6 as well. Sometimes we see teams get a little overconfident. Maybe they've been a little lazy down the stretch. But yeah, Colorado in 6.